Hey guys, what's up? It's Kevin here, bringing you a new video today. For today, I'm going to be talking about yet another edition of Horror October with a film that I watched last night, which I thought was pretty interesting. Which I've been meaning to watch for a while. I just never got around to it and didn't really think there was a place to watch it. But I found it on Amazon Prime, and yeah, I'm glad I found it there because I didn't have to buy it on DVD. So yeah, the film was Unsane. This film was pretty damn interesting, I'd say, for the concept that it explored. Um, and it definitely explored some interesting story elements with how it portrayed itself. But yeah, I'll definitely get into that. It was a pretty fun film. Oh, I don't know if it was really fun, but it was a good film to watch. It was directed by Steven Soderbergh, who's directed like the Ocean's franchise and some other films, like Sex, Lies, and Videotape. That's like a really well known, like pretty turning point film, and it was that film made it onto Criterion. So yeah, that's like one of his films that was pretty like revolutionary, I guess. But yeah, this guy who directed the film was really good at what he did with it, at creating this world of this person who essentially involuntarily commits herself to a mental ward. Which at first I was like, what the fuck? Why would that happen? You just saw a counselor and now you're in a mental ward. That's really messed up that they would do that to you. But I mean, towards the end of the film, the ward actually gets in trouble for doing what it did, for admitting patients who weren't actually in need of that, because they were trying to collect on insurance, I guess, or they were trying to like take advantage of people not having insurance so they could like profit off of it, I guess. And they made it seem like, oh, we're a great place that's making people better and whatnot, but when really they were just in it for the money. But yeah, that was interesting to see how that unfolded. But yeah, initially at first it was really annoying because like she literally goes in to do like counseling because she said she wasn't feeling the greatest, and she admitted to feeling suicidal, and said something about like overdosing, and like I guess that was enough to trigger them to be like, okay, we're going to place you in this mental hospital. And from there it's really cool how it unfolds, because she's basically like just a regular, more of like a regular patient. It seems like just a regular person, compared to the other people, who just doesn't seem like she belongs there. And while I agree with that, it seems like she freaks out about it a lot, and that kind of backfires on her because she gets like really freaked out about it, about having to be in there. And then because she like acts out in like aggression from being there, that only like makes her stay longer. So it's kind of like a vicious cycle because basically like the environment she was living in was not exactly the most livable environment, with the people that she had to deal with and the drugs she had to take, and the place she was living in, and the lack of things she had to do. And she like this woman, this whole movie like takes you through the eyes of this woman who's basically just going like crazy from being in a mental institution. Ironic, isn't it? But like, I guess that's why they call it Unsane, because she's not insane, she's unsane. I don't know. But yeah. But yeah, either way, she's basically admitted to this place because she said supposedly that she was like suicidal. So it's like, okay, I guess that makes sense why they would do that. But still, like, she only saw someone for counseling, and there wasn't ever like a like blatant like thing that was saying we're going to admit you to this mental hospital. No, it was just, they were just like, okay, take off your clothes, do this, follow me, come right this way. And then before you know it, she's in there, and then she's like, what am I doing here? And you're like, okay, that's odd. But yeah, I really like the film because it took you through the struggles of her being stuck there, and it's almost like you can kind of like relate to it, because we all kind of have our own like issues that we go through with like mental health, and like I feel like I wouldn't belong in there, so like I could kind of like relate to her because like you feel like you're like just an ordinary person who happens to be there. Sorry about that, but yeah, you feel like you're just like an ordinary person who happens to be there, and that's what she was. Because like basically what had happened was she didn't really want to go there, but she did go there, and it's pretty like creepy and weird because like it takes you through like this whole like experience of I don't want to be here, I feel trapped, I feel isolated, and the film definitely gives you that feeling because for one thing there's no score, basically no score at all in the film. The film spends a lot of its time in silence, I noticed, which I really liked. I love the fact that it's like silent for most of it because it just gives that feeling of like isolation. Yeah, and I liked what it explored with like her kind of like losing her mind from being in that place and wanting to get out. But then it kind of takes a weird turn with this whole other part of the story with this guy who basically was following her, which was the reason why she was seeking counseling, was because this guy was following her who basically couldn't accept the fact that she didn't want to be with him, and he was like stopping at nothing to be with her, which is like crazy. But like, yeah, he basically did everything he could to be with her in this place, and then she ended up moving to Pennsylvania, she went to Pennsylvania for this psychic evaluation or counseling, and then that same guy changes his name and moves to this mental hospital to stalk her. And at first you're like, is that possible? Like, would he really go to that length? And he did. He did go to that length because that guy was a sick fuck. Holy fuck. That guy was so nuts. He got on my nerves so much because he would literally stop at nothing to be with her because that was like his mission in life, was to be with her because he couldn't be with anybody else but her. She was the one for him, this, that, and the other thing with that. And that sometimes got on my nerves, just like his character being really really pushy and aggressive and annoying. But it was the way it was with this character. But yeah, that was like, that's what made it kind of like a horror movie, I guess, was like his character doing all these like insane things to try to get with her. Like, he killed people to get to her. He would like capture her. He captures her at the end to try to like keep her with him, and they end up like fighting it out. Like, she finally ends up killing him in the end. And yeah, I mean, like, my thing is, like, I love this film. I absolutely love it. But it's considered to be a psychological horror film. My thing is, like, I don't know if I really consider it to be that much of a horror film. But that doesn't take away from my rating at all. I think it's an amazing film. But, like, I'm just wondering, like, you guys should, I feel like you guys should leave it in the comments, like what do you think makes a horror movie a horror movie? Because this is considered a psychological horror movie, and I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know if I see a lot of horror elements in that. I see it as more like almost like a drama slash thriller, not necessarily a horror. But I mean, it does explore like psychological elements with like how being in this place kind of gets to her, and the things she has to go through with this guy following her too, with like getting in her head, because she after a while, ironically, she basically loses her mind. And like there was like an interesting like whole like aura that you could feel like with the camera shots. It almost just felt like she was always being watched, the way the camera shots were, or the cinematography, which I really liked. I liked how it was portrayed with that. Like, it just felt like she was being stalked, basically. Yeah, just like there's just like certain like aspects to this film that made it really cool to watch. But yeah, um, but yeah, I really liked what it did with its story. And you had the character of Jay Farrow, who plays this guy. I forget his name. Why do I always forget names in movies? That's so annoying. He plays this guy who's been there for a while and just trying to like teach her like, you just gotta like keep it cool, just stay there until you get out, and like, I know you don't want to be here. He kind of like helps her through stuff and understands that she shouldn't be here, but she's just got to do whatever it takes to get out. And like, she goes through some stuff with him, like he's helping her out, and then for some reason that prompts the stalker guy to kill him, which is like, okay, was that really necessary? Like, this guy is just such a fucking asshole. Like, holy crap. But like, that prompts him to kill him, and then he also kills her mother too, which is just like insane. Okay, like, why would a girl want to be with you after that? Like, I'm not sure how that would work, but okay. Either way, and that leads to just a path of just really intense, like, I guess duress, or just her being like captured, or just forced to like try to do something with him, and then she has to basically just fend for herself eventually, because this guy works at this place and just has the power to like kind of do whatever he wants, I guess. So eventually she finally figures a way to escape and finally ultimately kills him, which is cool. And then we get the good ending with that, and then we also get the good ending with this place actually being exposed by the police and the news, which is cool, because I was so pissed at the beginning, like, the fact that this place was just taking this person in without their consent. I was like, that doesn't seem right. Like that was automatically going to lower my rating for it, like, because that just pissed me off, the fact that they would do that. But they eventually expose it at the end, so I'm like, okay, fair, like, that's cool. I'm glad you did that at the end. Thank you for that. But like, yeah, nonetheless, it was a very unique film that was really portrayed in an interesting way, with psychological torture basically on this woman, because the story really centered all around her and everything she went through with that. I just thought it was really good, despite it not feeling a ton like a horror movie. I guess it was. I don't know. But yeah, I'd give this film a 9 out of 10. It was really good. I kind of wish this stalker guy could have been portrayed differently. He's just annoying to watch. I mean, I get that that's his character and what he's supposed to be like, but I don't know. I just wish the character was different in some way, I guess, because I feel like that's been done before as well, where like the guy will refuse to take no for an answer and stalk the girl, like, and like try to be with her and do whatever it takes. Like, I feel like I've seen that somewhere before, so like it just felt a little like it was already been done, but it was done for a reason. Like, that was his character. But yeah, give it a 9 out of 10. But yeah, hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Be sure to comment your own thoughts, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.